What's up? It's your boy Who's 74, and we back with another chapter of One Piece. This week we have One Piece 1156. Mo with the rocks flashback. Well, let's call it for what it is. Mo with the flashback that started off as a Herald flashback that then became a rocks flashback. No, it was a Loki flashback. No, Herald's flashback that became a Loki flashback that became a rocks flashback. And basically from the spoilers, saying like now it's transitioning into a Rox and Roger flashback. So we just getting a whole Roger era flashback at this time. But yeah, we back with some more of that, picking up where we left off last week. Last week we got all the way up to when Rox went back to Elbath, tried to convince Harold to join him in his plan. Um Told him about the plan to take over Hachinosu and get the money from the government. Um, Executed the plan is when the chapter ended. Okay, y'all see we got some extra props in the corner today. You feel me? We got the Enma, the one and only. Some paint chipped off it, but it's cool. So I don't had these for a while. It's just now getting them out that you did. Chishui, and then we got Emma. The two legendary swords of Wano Kuni. So we're gonna get into what we got to do today. Y'all already know how we do. Kick back, relax, flame up, and review with me. If you do not have a blunt to smoke on your own, feel free to hit mask when I put it to the screen. This is a channel for mature anime viewers, mature anime lovers. You feel me? So, I do not endorse any underage smoking. If you are a young person, find somewhere else to review this manga for the week, or just be a good boy or girl and don't hit my blunt when I put it to the screen, and don't flame up your own either. Okay, so I don't get no Yamato Oni child, this Oni Inari child shrine. That's cool. So we don't get that this week. We going right into the chapter, all right? Before we do, let me put my headphone back, and you already know the next part of the routine. Spark up and begin. So we got back in this time. This is dialogue. Back in this time, a group of idols roamed the sea. And the name of this chapter is Idols. Hit that. We see somebody saying, we're under attack by pirates. Why aren't you men fighting back? You're useless. They stole everything we have. The man folk were no help at all. They're too tough. You didn't even try to fight. How are we going to make a living now? And then we see some more dialogue that says, so what's going on? It looks like wherever this place is, because they haven't told us where this place is, and I don't know where it is based on the geometry. I'm not as good as Tech in 101. It says they stole everything we have. Like I said, that whole conversation was between a bunch of women from this town, while the men are laying on the floor beaten up with heart eyes. The women are talking about how pathetic they are. I guess they let the shit happen and then try to fight back. It says even the Navy had trouble dealing with them, and we see the Navy, the Marine members holding their guns with heart eyes as well. As we see some dialogue bubbles saying they were known as the Kuja Pirates, a band of warriors from the exotic country of women. Okay, so that's why they got all them heart ass. But if the women gonna sit there and talk all that shit about the man not defending them from pirates, the pirates were women. So why you hoes ain't getting the field? Oh, but they were pirates. Them was some hoes too. Them was hoes just like y'all was hoes. Them was just criminal hoes. So why you hoes ain't defend them man? Why you hoes didn't defend those poor men? That's crazy. From them other hoes. Y'all wanted them men to commit domestic violence? That's crazy. It says these pirates were strong, beautiful, and shunned the presence of men. We see one of them walking. I think that's Gloriosa from the attire. I am so sick and tired of looking like this all the time. If only y'all could strip away this beauty of mine. Damn, you is fine. Lady Gloriosa, you're a goddess. I wouldn't don't know about that. Empress of Amazon Lily, Captain of the Kuja Pirates, Gloriosa, future Grandma Neon. And we see all, even the women are fanning out over her. She's so adorable, devious. I love her. I feel my brain being bathed in light. Asking for permission to have a attack. Oh, shit. Lady Gloriosa, look, all your fan letters. We see it looks like this person running up to Lady Gloriosa with a bunch of fan letters is Tritoma. Tritoma is Amazon Lily's empress 2 generations later. She says there's 100 times more over there. And Gloriosa tells her what is that enormous pile back there? Oh, she said those are all for Lady Shaki. Uh, so as much fan mail as Gloriosa has, Shaki has a whole table full in the back. And if you don't know, Shaki is the girl that's with Rayleigh all the time. I believe she was a former empress of Amazon Lily as well. And Gloriosa is kind of irritated about all the fan mail Shaki got. She says preposterous. I'm the captain of the crew. Somebody says eek. She's like an icy jewel of fury. And we get some more dialogue that says, yes, the true star of the time, who outshined even Gloriosa's beauty, was her first mate, Shakuyaku. And then we see it looks like Gloriosa screaming as one of her crewmates alerts her that an enemy ship is approaching, Captain. Gloriosa says, oh, wow, isn't that, Somebody else says, what's going on? And we see it is the Roger Pirates boat. Roger's speaking. This is Roger. He says, don't bother resisting Kuja Pirates. And then we see Gloriosa screaming, it's the Roger Pirates. As we see what looks to be a young Gold Rogers with a straw hat and no mustache yet as he's screaming, today, once and for all, you're finally going to hand over your first mate, Shakuyaku. And then they're screaming, flowers, please take my flowers. No, this is my gift. Accept this Shaku Yaku. So who is that? Are those the Roger Pirates fanning out over her? Or are those, I don't care, whatever. But Shaku Yaku got fans. We see some more dialogue that says, in her presence, flowers withered and crumbled. Birds forgot how to sing, and people erupted into fighting. Gloriosa then responds, says, why haven't you learned your lesson already, Roger? You already have my affection to return. So it seems like Roger wants Shakuyaku. Gloriosa wants Roger. So she like, why you worried about that bitch when you got my affection to return? And we see somebody kick the door open and say, who are you expecting to seize? And everybody's looking. Somebody, we get some more dialogue bubble that says, that's her. Every move and gesture embody pure seduction. Ah, I see. Cause as bad as Gloriosa is, Yaku and her prime shorty is thing. Hit blunt. Now take a look at Shaku. Take a look at Shaku. So she runs up, kicks Gabon and this shit. And Gabon says, when she calls my name, I lose my strength. Roger runs up on her and she says, it's been a while, Rogers. Roger says, what did you do to Gabon as he grips his sword? Man, this girl's something else. She then put Roger on this shit and she's standing up over him, shorty, with the little skirt on, giving him all the view that he want to see. Roger says, damn it, I love you, Shaku Yaku. And she says, I love you too, Roger. In the face, and then we see some dialogue that says, in the face of such beauty, the mighty fool, the mighty made fool of themselves. Yeah, Gloria, Shaku Yaku thing. She says, I love you too, but I will belong to no one. At least she says she love you, for you better go ahead and get that kitty and stop trying to claim her. She gets up, walks out, says, put all the treasure out your hold. I'm not reading all them motherfuckers fanning out in the back. I'm so tired of them. As she walked past, she sees Rayleigh. She says, I feel for you, Ray. Rayleigh said, yeah, it's a bunch of idiots over here. She winked at him, and then Rayleigh is just like, oh, wow, he blushing. So while that's going on, Gloriosa is over there in Roger's face, like, don't you understand the honor of being loved by me, Rogers? And Roger telling her, move, Gloriosa, I can't see Shaki. Then we see a Navy ship pulling up as somebody alerts Gloriosa that the Navy has arrived. Lady Gloriosa, it's the Navy. Hurry, pack up the goods. Don't leave a single crumb of bread. They respond, yes, ma'am. And then somebody else says, hey, at least leave us some food. Roger says, we gotta get moving. Prepare to sit unless he get cuts off. As the ship is approaching, we see Gabon say, take a look, Roger. That's Garp's ship. And then Roger screams, it's what? He say, disregard that order. Listen up, boys. Flatten them all. They was getting ready to flee, folks. They was getting ready to flee. He was telling them to flee at first until Gabon. Until Gabon told them it was Garp. Hit blunt. Then that nigga said, "What? Fuck that. We finna whoop their ass." And as he's saying that, Garp is on his ship saying the same thing. We got Pirate Gold D. Rogers, future pirate king and father of Ace. Navy HQ Vice Admiral. Monkey D. Garp, future Navy hero and grandfather of Luffy. So it's more important that he the grandfather of Luffy than the father of Dragon? Okay. So Garp uses Meteor Fist and Rogers uses an attack called Raging Spirit. Doesn't look like we get to see those attacks actually go off at each other. But we see Garp and Roger screaming each other's names. As the Kuja pirate ship sails away, somebody says, Lady Gloriosa. And she says, oh. Some dialogue that says the Kuja, meanwhile, were tremendously popular and an indispensable part of the story of this era. So we get back to the clash between Garp and Rogers as they're giving each other a hockey infused smash. And then they're actually hitting each other. So it's more than just a clash, they actually smacking each other with the attacks. This is what everybody was waiting for in the spoilers. I know the anime gonna make it look so much more better because you gonna actually get it. They gonna give us at least a whole 60-second fight scene. But this manga panel doesn't look like much to be excited about. So moving on, Roger and Garp, Roger, Garp, and Rocks, men whose tales were spread as legends in this age of pirates, first clash here in their hot-blooded youth. When we had some more dialogue, when Shakuyaku took the mantle of Empress, her popularity reached heights never seen before. So we cut to Ida's bar in Elbath. Ida, the mother of hydrogen. The boat capsized and Loki was drowning. To be honest, we weren't even sure if we should save him or not. Somebody says that's how bad his behavior has been while you were gone. Harold says, I appreciate that. Thank you for saving him. Hang in there, Loki. And then Ida is cussing the guy out. Like, what you mean you weren't sure to save the boy? What if Loki had died out there? Harold's telling Ida, listen, Ida, it was Loki's decision to go out to sea. Ida says, so what? If you abandon Loki, I'll drown you 100 times. Loki's on the floor coughing. He says, I didn't ask for help. And then the captain says, there, you see, that's the attitude he takes. He makes me so furious. Ida says he lost his mom. His dad's too busy to stay home. Loki's just lonely, that's all. And she got it figured the fuck out. Like, come on, Harold, bro. She got it figured out. And you just don't know what's going on. Like, you just oblivious to the fact that you're a horrible fucking parent. He lost his mom. Okay, she said all that. And then Loki says, shut up, you had. Ida says, haha, want to live with us? Loki screams, no way. At the same time, Hyrule screams the same thing. Loki says, you just want to pretend to be my mom and live in the castle, Ida. You just want all the money. Hyrule lunges and says, shut up, Loki. Harold says, apologize to her, Loki. You crossed the line. You have no idea what Ida's been through. Ida says, you kids are too sweet. You're being too soft on them, Ida. That's what Harold told her. When we get some random little bitch crying, time out some, I hate the way Loki talks to you, Ida. It's not fair. And then Edith says, "Oh, why are you crying for me? Oh, you are crying for me, not Mato? Yeah, shut up, Mato. This world's too good for me." Loki says, "I'm sick of this country already. Everyone's so weak and wimpy and trash. I want to be like rocks." And then we get some dialogue because Loki is like he idolizes rocks, same way Luffy idolized Shanks at this point. So we get some more dialogue that says from that point on, every time Rocks came to invite Harold to join him, Loki begged and pleaded to join his pirate ship, but never got his way. Rocks says, "I'm finally leaving. Aren't you relieved? To tell you the truth, I hate all of you. I hate all of you too." Several months after the takeover of Pirate Island by the Rocks pirates. Sorry, let's correct myself. Hit Blunt because he don't, you feel me, formed the group by this time. Earlier in the flashback, the group wasn't really formed. We see somebody says, "Hey, who are you?" Somebody says, "I want to join the Rocks Pirates." And then somebody laughs and says, "Sure, it's everybody wants to do that, but you'll never meet them." The Rocks Pirates are the all-stars of evil on the sea. See that fish-shaped rock up there? Apparently, that's where they hang out. You want to meet them, go on. But the farther inland you go, the crazier the folks get. Good luck trying to get there. I'll give you a little push. And he kicks the guy. Somebody says, "Go easy on him." Whoever this mysterious guy is puts his hand in his face and grabs his entire head. As this guy is massive. Like he goes from being small to massive as hell. Somebody says, "Ah, it's him. Kill the hitman." What's Shiki's rival doing here? And then we get some dialogue that says the powerful figure drawn to rocks brought in other mighty types in their wake. So we get this guy who is Mobster Kyo, future Silver Axe. Okay, so this is the Silver Axe reveal. I remember hearing about him. I'm not gonna act like I remember too much, but I don't know if he is or isn't part of the Rocks Pirates. I don't think he is because I remember he was a rival of Shiki. Somebody says, "Stay back or he'll kill you." Then we see some explosions going off inside the skull of the skull rock formation of Hachinosu. And it says, "There, how about that view? Take in the sight." Okay, and we see somebody standing there with their arms open. He says, "I think opening the holes was the right idea. Don't you agree?" Okay, so that's how the eyes got there in that giant skull. So that's how the eyes of that giant skull formation got there. Didn't look like a skull until rocks blew those holes in there. He says, "Don't you agree? To sum it up, there's two devil fruits out there that I want. One of them is most likely found on Elbaf, and its power will only be truly unlocked if Harold eats it." This man rocks. I like his design for this man. Just look OP. Veins popping out everywhere, swole as hell for no reason. And we see, what's his name again? Yeah, Captain John throwing back a bull, saying after that, "You want to find Galileo, right? I only know of them as a legend. Pirate John, Pirate Captain John." And then we got Pirate Charlotte Linley, future Big Mom, who says, I got my information network on the hunt, but there is no hint of a band of frozen giants anywhere." The Galileo. Yeah, the Galileo was that group of um giant shipwrights. So Rock said he needs two devil fruits, one of which is on Elbath, and he need Harold to eat it for it to reach its full potential. Nothing else said on the second fruit. And he said he needs the Galileo, the shipwrights who, the ancient shipwrights who are frozen in Punk Hazard right now, I believe, and who everybody speculate as of right now are the giants who built the ancient weapons. And we see Edward Newgate says if they exist, they're corpse. And we get a new guy, the pirate Struzen, Linlin's partner. And he says, good point. There ain't coming back to life. Somebody said, shut up. We're talking about dreams here. Pirate Barbell Catfish Man, whoever this big face motherfucker is right here says, plus even if they were to show how, even if they were to somehow be brought back, they have no reason to listen to you. That's an ugly motherfucker. And then we get the pirate Kaido, future king of the beast, says, and that's why I need the power of Harold. Rock says, and that's why I need the power of King Harold of Elbath. And then Kaido says, can't you just suppress them with your sheer strength? Same thing for Harold. Just crush him and make him obey you. So Rock's got to be that strong if this is Kaido's view of him. Like if Kaido thinks he could just do that like that, and then Rock kicked the shit out Kaido and says, "Don't ever say that to me again." Somebody else says, "Hey, knock it off, Rocks." Kaido says, "Bastard." And then Step with, I guess Shiki says, "You too, Kaido, calm down. We just got this island. You want to smash it to pieces. This crew is bound to fall apart sooner or later." And here we see this nigga Rocks again, just looks like Buggy, bro. And that nigga Rocks act like Buggy, bro. I don't care what nobody say. He act like Buggy. He act like a serious Buggy, bro. Like when we first met Buggy before Buggy was a fool ass fool and just a clown of everybody joke. When we first met Buggy, this was how he acted. Like just, you feel me, proud, you feel me, seemingly strong, proud, you feel me, talked with his chest out. Anybody that disobeyed him, he was, you feel me, grilling on their ass just like this. And even right here in this panel, right here, he looks like Buggy. Put a round nose on there, that's Buggy for. Captain John says, yeah, so why don't we earn a little more before it happens? Take it easy, new kid. Rock says, Harold's my pal. You say that nonsense again, and I'll rip your. He says, and I get rid of you first, Kaido. And Kaido's sitting there looking, sweating because he's scared, low key, of fucking rocks, bro. Like Kaido scared of rocks. All right, so Rock says, listen up, folks. Elbath is the key to taking down the Holy Land. If you don't trust me, if you don't trust me on that, get lost. It's up to you whether or not you want to follow me on the fateful day of our mission. But if you got stones for it, then stick around with me for a bit. I'll show you the peak of the world. Like he dialogues like Buggy, bro. Think about how Buggy gives his speeches, bro. Buggy gives these captivating speeches, bro, that literally gets these people who are on his crew on his side. Like ever since he been, you feel me, getting all these fake ass accomplishments done, like getting credit for all the stuff that's been going on, them motherfucking prisoners from Imperial Dawn that felt that thought he saved them and all that. He got this whole new crew. What is it? The Cross Guild, and he gives them speeches like literally similar to what Rox is doing now about I show you the peak of the world and woo woo follow me and like bro, where my phone at? Cause we gotta I can go back now and look up Buggy's speech when he was telling this crew, let's go for the One Piece, fo. Hold on. Yeah, man, he giving me Rock's giving me Buggy phone. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't like this chapter. This chapter don't mean shit to me until it gets animated. I'm not excited about what I seen. The clash with Rogers and Garp didn't seem as nice as the one we got on panel with Harold and um Roger and Gart didn't look as nice as the one on panel as we seen with Harold and Rocks. Okay, it didn't. It just didn't. We got a little fan service. I'm looking forward to seeing that in the anime as well with Shaku Yaku. But yeah, other than that, man, the chapter wasn't great. It felt like it went by so fast. That's how much bullshit and dialogue bubbles I was reading the whole time. Like it was Shaku Yaku. It was not a lot going on at all. Okay. Not a lot going on at all. Just skimming through it again. Yeah. Most the chapter was just fucking that I didn't even read was just motherfuckers in the background fanning out over the motherfucking Kuja pirates, bro. All these heart ass with dialogues, bro. Like that bullshit, bro. This was a wasted chapter in my opinion. So I have nothing to look forward to. I rate this chapter a 4 out of 10 because the only thing I liked was the fan service and seeing rocks. Okay, I really gave no care about the Garp and Rogers shit until I see it animated. So I'm gonna be signing out for today. We're gonna get this uploaded and I'll see you guys next week. Let's see if it said to be continued, but let's see if it says break. No break. No break. So let's go. Look at rocks right here, bro. That's buggy. Come on. He's starting to look more and more like Buggy every time I see him. All right, y'all.